cymbals. You get good quality cymbals, bad quality cymbals, cymbals made out of different alloys, stamped cymbals, hand-hammered cymbals. There's so many different types of cymbals out there, but all of them, if you play like a monkey like me, can crack. So today I'm going to show you guys a method of stopping or slowing down the spread of cracks in your cymbals. Cool, let's get to it. Right, I've got all the stuff. Now I need the cymbals, which are on the kit. Power! Cool. So, maybe the drill gives it away as to what we're going to do to these cymbals. And I would like to ask if there are any engineers or people that have an opinion on the matter. I've always had an internal debate. So basically, to explain what we're going to do, at the end of every single crack, you'll end up drilling a hole through the cymbal. And this kind of stops the end of the crack, makes it round essentially, and will stop the spread of the crack. But my internal debate has always been as to what size drill bit you're meant to use. A bigger drill bit has a less of a angle, if we can call it that, in the diameter of the hole, but it takes off more metal. And the smaller drill bit has a smaller diameter or angle in the diameter, if this makes sense. But in my mind, a smaller diameter is a sharper diameter, if that makes sense. So then it'll be more prone to cracking again because it's very small and sharp. So I've always had this debate whether you go a big diameter or a small diameter. So because of that, I could kind of go slap bang in the middle. But anyway, so if anyone knows the answer to that, any advice will be great. If I want to stop the spread of a crack, do I use a large diameter drill bit or a thin diameter drill bit? Cool, but what we're going to need for this to happen is a drill, some drill bits, lechem, one of these punch thingies, goggles, safety first, and then I've got just a plank of wood and another smaller plank of wood so that I can drill through the cymbal and I'm not scared of going straight through the floor, because it happens, it does happen. Right, step 1, insert drill bit into drill. Yay. So today I'm going to use a 5mm drill bit because that seems pretty in the middle, slap right there in the middle. We can't go up to 10 mils or like all the way down to 3 or whatever it is. But I'm going to use a 5. Once we've done that, we can then get our cymbal. As you can see, this once beautiful cymbal is... Well, I've never drilled any holes in it, and well, I have actually. But it's completely buggered. So there are lots of places that I can drill holes into this one. And hopefully it works. So I don't know if you guys can see. So I'm using a GoPro here and it doesn't really have the smallest of focal lengths. But what we're essentially going to do is here's a crack. And you'd follow to the end of the crack. We're going to make a punch mark with this guy. And the point of that is to locate the drill bit. If you don't have this, when you put the drill bit there, it can run around and dance. So you make basically a dent with one of these and a hammer. So you're going to find the end of the crack, bam, make the dent, then we can drill the hole. I also see here that a lot of these cracks have got cracks feeding off the sides of them, so there's going to be quite a few holes drilled. Let's see what happens. And then we'll get on to the next cymbal. So number 1, let's make some cracks. So essentially, because a cymbal is not a flat piece of metal, you know, it's got this bowl. I've got my lower piece of wood, and then this is just to compensate for the curve in the cymbal. So essentially the cymbal is lying relatively flat. Now, safety first, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. We're going to find the end of that cymbal, end of that crack. This is not exactly that easy. Pick up the hammer. Probably going to clip the daylight out of this microphone. I apologize. Touché! Touché. Right. Hole 1 done. Let's drill. Make it comfortable so that it doesn't fly around, because the drill bit can get caught and kind of flick the cymbal, so just be prepared for that. Be prepared for anything. So this drill bit's pretty shit. This drill bit is pretty blunt, in my mind. So I'm going to change it out, use a smaller diameter. Hopefully that another one will work better, because that is what I would call not working at all. Luckily we've got a few to choose from here. I know a lot of people actually, they will drill a small pilot hole essentially, so very small diameter, and then go to big diameter. You're more than welcome to do that. Right, let's see if this works. Cool. Much sharper. So, once you've gotten through the cymbal, you're going to want to run the drill in and out a little bit to try and smooth the inside of that hole. If it's very rough, if you can think of it on a microscopic level, there's going to be a lot more sharper edges, which will tend to spread the crack. And I just realized I got a cup of coffee that needs to be drunk. Yes, please. Liquor. Sweet. I probably look like a mad scientist. But anyway, let's put that there. So we've drilled our first hole through. I'm not sure if you can see that. But now we're going to go in and out just to smooth it down a bit. I would even go as far as to recommend, I don't know if they make such a thing, but actually to get a sort of circular piece of, like a sanding bit, and actually go and sand the inside of that hole, just to take away any rough edges, because it's the rough edges that'll spread and split into more cracks. Okay, so the end product is, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. There we go. Nothing major, just a hole in a cymbal. So I'm going to go ahead. There are many, many more holes that need to be drilled in this cymbal. So I'm going to do that, and we'll hit the fast forward button because this might take a while. A quick side note. Obviously drilling all these holes into the cymbal. Let me just take off my help me look smarter glasses. Obviously drilling holes into the cymbal is going to drastically change the sound of the cymbal. You're going to be losing weight. You'll end up losing sustain. It changes the wash of the cymbal quite a lot. So if it gets to a point where it's quite extreme, like something like this, you actually end up with more of like an effect cymbal. But I've been doing it for quite a while, and when I have a new cymbal and it's its first hole that's going to be drilled, it actually it works quite well. And then the more holes you drill, it becomes an effect cymbal, so it moves category from being like a nice sustainy, washy, bright cymbal into something that it sounds like a trash can, but it can sound really, really rad. So bear that in mind. If you want to alter your cymbals and make them sound more trashy with a short sustain, that can be achieved by doing this. I wouldn't advise it, but go for it. Onwards. Bugger. Cymbal 1 done. I don't know if you can call it a end product, but this is essentially what he's going to look like. Don't know if you can see that. All the holes at the end of the cracks. And I guess time will tell if this is going to stop the spread of the, well, I know it stops the spread of the crack to a degree until it starts cracking again. So if you're putting a lot of hours on your cymbals, you'll probably get maybe, and if you hit hard like I do, you'll probably get another month, 2 months, all depends how you play, before the crack starts spreading again. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Cymbal number 2. So those are my 2 cymbals done. I would definitely recommend doing this in some sort of workshop rather than in a studio like I am. But I need to record through the interface and stuff, so I've had to do it in here. If you're going to do it in a place that's not normally used for DIY stuff, put a cloth down, put some wood down, make sure you looking after what's not meant to be ruined, and then vacuum up afterwards. That'll always help. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It is quite an unorthodox technique. Funnily enough, I actually came across this method in the most random of places. I went to the Drakensberg and got a helicopter flight in the Drakensberg, and the helicopter that we were in was an army helicopter. Had some cracks on the windscreen, and they had drilled holes at the end of the cracks, and I asked the guy why he did it, and he said no, it stops the spreading of the cracks. So I've done that since, and I've had really good effect with it. So try it for yourselves if you guys have cracked cymbals. It really, it slows down the spread of that crack, and you get quite a bit more life out of the cymbals. Again, it does change the tonal quality of the cymbal, going more from a traditional cymbal sound to a effects cymbal sound. So it's kind of cool. But let me know what you guys think of this technique, another unorthodox technique brought to you by me and Mike. But otherwise, hit that subscribe button, and again, I'll be doing more videos like this in the future. These funny, quirky videos. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and all the best, and stay safe during these interesting times. Cheers, guys.